Welcome to another deep dive, and today we're going to be taking a close look at a fascinating essay from AIVIPs.org, all about the work of Irfan Essa.
Irfan Essa, yeah, you probably haven't heard the name before, but his work is kind of everywhere.
That's what's so interesting about this. Like, we're talking the person behind that super smooth video you see on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, totally.
The crazy realistic graphics we're seeing in video games these days. And even, get this, AI that's actually beginning to understand human emotions.
I mean, talk about a pioneer, right?
Okay, so the essay starts off with Essa's childhood, and it makes him sound like, I don't know, like a natural-born techie.
Oh, yeah, for sure. From a very young age, just fascinated by technology. And that early interest is really what led him to study engineering and computer science.
And this is where he meets these two, like, super influential mentors, Alex Pentland and Rosalind Picard.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Pentland, he was kind of a big deal in the world of, well, computers understanding human movement through sensors.
Right.
And Picard, her focus was more on computers being able to recognize emotions.
Yeah.
You can see how both of those things would shape Essa's thinking.
Absolutely. And what's really amazing is that Essa, he sort of took these influences and created, entirely new fields of study.
That's what blew me away. Computer vision and computational video analysis. Now, those are some big words.
Yeah, it's basically like teaching computers to, I don't know how else to put it, to see and really understand what's going on in images and videos.
So before Essa came along, computers could, like, process images and videos, but they couldn't really make sense of what they were seeing, right?
Exactly. I mean, think about it. It's one thing for a computer to just, record a video, but it's a whole other level to have it understand that the video shows a person walking down the street or, doing something specific.
Oh, okay, so that's the gap that Essa was bridging.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, the essay keeps mentioning this phrase, dynamic video textures.
Yeah.
What is that exactly? Sounds kind of like sci-fi to me.
It kind of is. This is the tech behind those, incredibly realistic graphics you see in video games. It's like water flowing, fire flickering. Essa figured out how to make it all look realistic, not by having artists like draw each frame, by hand.
That's interesting.
But by teaching computers to understand the patterns in those movements and then recreate them in a way that looks, lifelike.
So instead of spending hours on each frame, the animators can basically let the computer animate itself.
You got it. And not only did this make games more, like, visually immersive and exciting,
yeah,
but it also freed up the artists to focus on, other creative aspects.
I mean, that's pretty revolutionary when you think about it. Okay, so we've got computers that can, like, analyze video, understand movement, and even recreate it in a realistic way.
Right.
But then the essay mentions human activity recognition, which sounds kind of like, those security cameras that can tell what people are doing.
That's one way to apply it. And it's already happening, by the way, in those smart home security systems that can tell if someone is just, delivering a package or if they're actually trying to break in.
Oh, wow. Okay. I never thought about it that way. But I'm starting to see how this technology could be used in a lot of different areas, right? Like healthcare, even self-driving cars.
Absolutely. And we're only just beginning to see the possibilities. Imagine a world where AI can alert a doctor if a patient falls at home, or where a self-driving car can predict, like anticipate a pedestrian stepping into the road. It's all based on this foundational work that Essa pioneered.
So if you've got computers that can see, understand movement, analyze videos, and even recognize human actions.
Yeah.
What's next in Essa's AI journey? Like, where does he go from there?
Oh, well, buckle up, because it gets even more fascinating. Essa decided to tackle an even bigger challenge, teaching computers to understand not just our actions, but, like, our emotions.
Whoa, okay, hold on now. That is getting into some serious sci-fi territory.
Right.
I mean, can computers really understand emotions?
Well, that's the challenge that Essa wanted to take on.
I mean, emotions are complex for humans to understand, let alone AI.
Yeah, and think about it, like, we communicate so much through our facial expressions and our tone of voice and even, our posture.
Right.
Essa wanted to develop AI that could pick up on all those subtle cues.
And actually know what they mean.
Exactly. So instead of just seeing a face, the computer could tell if you're happy or sad, angry or frustrated.
And that has some pretty huge implications.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, imagine mental health apps that could, like, detect signs of depression or anxiety.
Wow.
Or educational software that could adjust to a student's emotional state.
Okay, that's incredible, but also kind of feels a little intrusive.
Yeah.
Do we really want computers reading our emotions?
Well, that's a valid concern, and it's definitely something that Essa has always been mindful of.
Okay, good.
He's always emphasized that this technology should be used ethically and responsibly.
Right. with consent and privacy. All right, so, okay, computers that can see, understand movement, analyze videos, recognize actions, and now read emotions.
It's pretty mind-blowing.
What else is there? This essay also mentions this idea of computational creativity.
Yeah.
Can computers be artists now?
It's not really about computers replacing artists,
Okay.
but it's more about giving artists, new tools.
Interesting.
So Essa has been exploring how AI can be used to generate art and music and even special effects for films.
So it's like a collaboration between human creativity and artificial intelligence.
Exactly. Imagine a musician using AI to come up with, brand new melodies.
Wow.
Or an artist using AI to create textures and patterns that they could have never imagined before.
That's wild. So
Yeah.
ESSA is basically right there at the forefront of this whole thing, shaping how AI interacts with humans on so many different levels.
It really is.
But how is all of this theoretical work actually impacting the real world?
Well, Essa's work isn't just sitting in a lab somewhere. I mean, it's being used by some of the biggest tech companies in the world.
Like who?
Think about YouTube's video stabilization feature.
Oh, right.
That's based on Essa's research.
Really?
Yeah, and companies like Google and Microsoft and NVIDIA, they're all incorporating his ideas into their products and services.
So basically, ESSA is influencing the technology that millions of people are using every day, and they don't even realize it.
It's true.
And it's not just limited to tech giants either, right?
No, not at all.
I mean, think about healthcare.
Right?
ESSA's work on human activity recognition that's being used to develop things like smartwatches that can detect if someone falls.
Exactly.
Oh.
Which could potentially save lives.
That's remarkable.
Yeah.
So it sounds like ESSA's work is shaping the future in ways that we can't even imagine yet.
Absolutely.
But as AI gets more and more powerful, we have to think about the bigger picture,
Yeah, for sure.
What are some of the challenges and future directions that ESSA is considering?
Well, Essa is keenly aware that the future of AI really depends on addressing some key challenges. How do we make sure that these AI systems are fair and unbiased?
Right.
How do we handle those massive amounts of data that AI needs to function?
Yeah.
And how do we make sure that AI's decisions are transparent and understandable to us humans?
Yeah, those are some seriously big questions.
Huge questions.
It sounds like AI has a lot of growing up to do, but thankfully, we've got people like ESSA kind of leading the way.
We do.
So how is he tackling those challenges? What's his approach?
Well, one of his key approaches is to continue pushing for that human-centered AI.
Okay.
So, designing systems that are really aligned with human values and needs.
Yeah.
He believes that by involving people in the design process, right from the start, that we can create AI that's more equitable and beneficial to society as a whole.
That makes a lot of sense. If we want AI to serve humanity, we need to make sure that it reflects our values.
Right.
But what about that whole thing of AI being a black box?
Yeah.
Where it's making decisions that we don't understand.
Right. Well, Essa is a strong advocate for something called interpretability in AI.
What does it mean?
It basically means making sure that we can understand how AI systems are arriving at their conclusions.
Oh, wait.
Which is crucial for building trust and making sure that AI is used responsibly.
So it's not just about building smarter AI. It's about building AI that we can understand and that we can trust.
Exactly. And that kind of brings us to Essa's vision for the future of AI, which is all about collaboration, not competition between humans and machines.
So no robot overlords taking over the world.
Not in Essa's vision. No, he sees AI as like a tool
Okay.
that can augment human capabilities and, help us solve problems and make better decisions and even unlock new levels of creativity.
That's an inspiring way to think about it.
Yeah.
It's great to hear about someone who's not only pushing the boundaries of this technology,
Yeah.
but is also really committed to making sure that it's developed ethically.
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts on all of this? Yeah, it is inspiring. I mean, it's really clear that Essa isn't just building the future of AI, but he's also building it responsibly. And honestly, learning about his work has made me so much more optimistic about, all the possibilities.
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree. Essa's story is it's the perfect example of what happens when brilliant minds combine that technical expertise with, that deep concern for humanity.
And what's really great is that Essa isn't just working on his own. He's also, passing on that knowledge and passion to the next generation.
Right.
This essay mentions he's a professor at Georgia Tech, right?
Yeah, he is. And his students have gone on to do some incredible things.
Like what?
Remember Matthias Grenman and Vivek Quatra?
No.
They co-developed that video stabilization technology that YouTube uses.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
They were S's students.
Talk about a legacy. It sounds like S is creating like this ripple effect of innovation that's going to just continue to shape the future of AI.
Absolutely, and that's what's so exciting about this whole field. It's constantly evolving with new, breakthroughs and possibilities emerging all the time.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of Irfan Essa, what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from all of this?
I think the most important thing to remember is that Essa's story really shows us that AI, it isn't just about, cold, hard algorithms. It's about human ingenuity and creativity, and ultimately that desire to make a positive impact on the world.
That is beautifully said. And it all started, with one person's curiosity. That passion for technology is pretty powerful to think about. Even in the field as complex as AI, individuals can make a world of difference.
Yeah, they absolutely can. And this deep dive has really only scratched the surface of Essa's work and, its vast field of AI.
Right.
There's so much more to explore and learn.
Yeah.
And hopefully Essa's story will inspire other people to kind of dive in and contribute to this incredible journey.
I know I'm feeling pretty inspired. So a huge thank you to all our listeners for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Irfan Essa, a true visionary in AI. And just a reminder, all this incredible information came from an essay on AIVIPS.org. If you want to learn more about the pioneers shaping the future of AI, be sure to check them out.
Definitely. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep wondering about all the amazing possibilities of AI.